AskReddit by Candid Most 477. What's something someone did for you that made you wanted to marry this person? He got me out of debt. He made this Excel spreadsheet, and he told me, if you do this, you'll be out of debt in 36 months, 24 if you really reel it in. I was out of debt in 18 months. He taught me how to invest and manage my money. We're no longer together, but he literally left me better than he found me. Will never forget that him. This is so wholesome. To get someone out of debt or make them be a better version of themselves is truly so pure. Looked after me after I had endometriosis surgery. I'm far too young to think about marriage, but it was my first relationship. We were both naive and deeply in love. It was a big surgery and I couldn't walk for a few days, and he helped me do everything, made me food, pat my head until I fell asleep, washed my hair, etc. It was a very touching gesture, especially for a 17-year-old boy to make. We've since broken up, but I still appreciate what he did for me during that time. Deleted. That's sweet. Love high school sweetheart stories. She invited me to move across the country and live with her when I was being evicted and had nowhere to go. She comforts me when I have breakdowns of my mental health, which has been happening increasingly as estradiol means I'm feeling emotions for the first time in 30+ years. She's paying for my rent. She's the most compassionate person I know, to the point that injustice in the world, of which there is a great deal, causes her pain. Every time she gushes about some hyperfixation or special interest, like Monster Hunter or JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or some objectively terrible video game that I absolutely do not give a fuck about but will listen to regardless and ask pertinent questions, the answers to which will no doubt confuse me more. When she first visited me and it turned out that we only had an hour to see the art museum, so she tried to speedrun it and photograph all the exhibits and their info cards. I don't think I realized it then until about 4 years later, when I finally moved in with her. They didn't bully me. When I had to go to the hospital for mental health issues for a few days, he left our work to go pack me a bag of clothes I could have and brought it to me at the emergency room before I was transferred to the ward 2 hours away. He then was my phone call that I could have twice a day on weekdays and whenever I wanted on weekends. Weekend staff was lax. I only called him because he was the only safe person I had that would understand me. When it was time for me to go home, he drove the 2 hours to pick me up and take me home with him because his roommates were out of town for a few weeks. He comforted me through all of this, and that's when I knew, yep, that's my husband. We've been together 4 years this September, and coming the end of August we'll be married for 2 years. Been through hell and back with him through all sorts of challenges. We're in this for life. We started dating soon after the breakup of my relationship with his friend and neighbor in the frat house. I asked him out and the breakup was amicable. He told me he wanted to talk with the ex first and make sure he didn't mind. He didn't want to break up a friendship over a girl. We've been married 43 years now and are still friends with the ex. I started seeing someone recently after my 4-year dumpster fire of a relationship ended. We went on a weekend trip together, and the last day when we were packing up, he finished packing before I did and started to load things into the car. No him just waiting around for me to finish packing before loading. No, I packed my things and then sits on his phone the whole time. No waiting for me to delegate. No snarky comments about how I was taking longer, and no comments fishing for me to compliment him and thank him profusely for packing up the car. Just him viewing us as a team tackling the same problem. It might seem small, but it was huge green flag for me. Straight up husband actions. On my birthday, he made me origami flowers in my favorite colors. I really like those. It truly is a handmade gift from the heart. Can last a long time with care. She was kind to me when no one else was. I missed my chance at love. She is in a relationship and isn't interested in me in that way, but to this day I'm loyal to her more than I am to the country I live in. I have and will do anything she asks of me. I'm the best dog, loyal, friendly, dependable, And I'm happy with that. Bought me GTA 4 on release for my birthday. She asks me how I'm doing and lets me talk about the fucked up mess in my head without judgment. It means more than she knows. Every time I told someone my dream was to move overseas, they asked me not to, said they'd miss me, blah blah. This one said he knew I was going to be amazing at the job I wanted over there, and that he wished me luck. It's silly, but that one little comment made him stand out. We've been together since shortly after, 14 years ago, and have been married for 4. We both ordered food. I got the healthy version of a burger, it tasted disgusting, and he got a crispy burger, it looked magnificent. Nevertheless, he saw the disgust on my face and gave me his sandwich to finish. He was left with my disappointment of a veggie burger. Baked me cookies and literally any other baked goods. Swear I'm not fat lol. Unsolicited back and scalp massage. She actually listened to me. She cooked for me. I was dating her 18-year-old on Roblox and I was the same age as her. Then I met her in person 1 month later. It's not just one thing he did. Just fell in love with him as a person and all the things he does. Gave me a massage lol. Made my house a home. We had only been dating a few months. I got hospitalized for really bad tonsillitis. I messaged him because he was at work. When he got out, he called and said he was going home to get his car and coming out to see me. I told him visiting hours closed early. We lived over an hour away. Now at peak hour traffic. It took him forever. He missed visiting hours by 5 minutes. The nurse hadn't let him in for 10 minutes. He drove home and called me. He called or messaged every chance he got between work and when I got discharged, came and stayed at my house for the whole weekend to look after me. I lived with my parents. He didn't have to do that. After he visited me in the hospital, I knew he was the one. He put in so much effort and care, knowing he could only see me for a few minutes. They talked to me and I am thinking about the wedding. Treated me like a human being.